Deja mis reglas. Pernell, obey my commands at all times. Te van a pelear limpia. Give me a clean match. I want to wish you luck. Buena suerte a los dos. Touch up, good luck.
Okay. He slides forward, and if he can't find that sliding, he's out of range.
Hard right hand inside by Trinidad. Whitaker's new head trainer, Tommy Brooks, emphasized in camp, you must make him miss.
Want to get there and take any amount of courage from the younger opponent than you can.
Attacking, going more to the body than we're used to seeing him.
An experienced right jab, and he's pointing it. Wherever he points it, he hits him on a younger opponent.
And
seeing blood earlier in the boxing match.
Excuse me, George. A hard left hand from Whitaker. Trinidad 21-12 in the first round, and you can see that Harold Letterman.
Trinidad's corner is going to have to be real cagey and pace a young fighter when you're up against a veteran of this nature. They got some tricks that you've never seen before.
Classic technique against a southpaw. Whitaker diving in, pounding Trinidad to the body.
Trinidad was able to get a little effective with his jab. With one punch, move the next time. Don't get hit with two shots at a time.
Hard left hand from Trinidad as Whitaker reached with the right.
Whitaker does not need to get hit with two punches at a time because Trinidad, one shot hurts you. Whitaker's totally absent within the head movement now. Keeps his head straight, looking at a punch.
Hard left hand for Whitaker. Trinidad stunned as Pernell, who is more down on his flat feet than I've ever seen him, gets more punching power from it than we've normally seen from him in the past. Goes away, George.
Well, you know, Whitaker, like I said, you want to duck and dodge after you throw a shot and just before, because this guy can hit.
Down goes Whitaker on a straight right hand. Whitaker down in his career. Roger Mayweather, Buddy McGirt twice, Raphael Williams. Nobody's ever knocked him out.
Trinidad is an extra base hitter, and he hit a clean shot. It's impressive primarily because he's been having so much trouble with Whitaker, and yet he's maintained his poise. He stays right in there, knowing he has the big weapon.
Trinidad's nickname.
I think really good for Trinidad. You knock a veteran down, he tries to pay you back, and then you're sitting in the driver's seat.
But Whitaker's trainer, Tommy Brooks, to our mild surprise, said,
evidently without any footwork, trying to get a knockout.
On being unfindable in there. Trinidad is finding him tonight.
The fight turn into something he can handle. Make your opponent miss. Little head movement.
And the right hand lands for Trinidad. Sending a left hand in retaliation. Pernell trying to get to the body and pushing with the right hand.
Now Trinidad is real effective with one shot at a time because he's a puncher. Whitaker's going to have to put together 3 and 4 punch combination.
A much more action-packed fight.
He's going to run all over him if he doesn't fight. He doesn't want to out-jab him. He wants a knockout.
Chopping right hand for Trinidad. Another right hand lands. Whitaker comes back with a left over the top. Backs Trinidad up. 8% of their punches against him. Trinidad withstand that kind of punishment. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Chip, shoot them in the second round. He's leaving the 3-1.
Trying to decide when to intervene and when to let it go.
Trinidad is having an easier time of it when he steps back a little bit. He's able to slide forward with his jab. It's a little easier stepping back jabbing than going forward because Whitaker cuts him out with his right foot. Whitaker is showing him, look, I'm going to fight you. I'm not going to be fair. I'm going to fight you mean and rough. That was was the first good body punch by Trinidad this time, with it right to the body.
And as they get close, Whitaker pounding to the body to twist.
Trinidad is using a good left jab, but it's all about, I'm going to hit you with a right.
That was the kind of sit that he had in the first few rounds. The left hook landed there, and another straight right.
By his quickness and cleverness through most of his career, matures and gets older, you get a chance to see what he's made of, and we're seeing what Pernell Whitaker is made of as he goes right.
It's just hard to imagine Pernell Whitaker winning the fight, going right at Felix Trinidad in the last minute, inside against Whitaker.
As Trinidad holds illegally, according to Harold Letterman,
His 16 of 26 power shots, cherry picking in effect against Whitaker.
Trinidad's corner, they're telling him to go and get him. They feel he's just too strong, that Whitaker can't really hurt him. And here he comes.
One of the scenarios here was that the younger, stronger man, his technique and his skills meaningless. Hard left hand for Whitaker. Trying to back Trinidad off.
To pull him up, you want to keep his confidence. Boxing matches in the beginning, so keep telling him go at it.
Whitaker surviving in Felix Trinidad's sights. If the strategy is to make Trinidad miss and make him pay, then the first part of the strategy isn't yet working. Pernell is not making him miss.
That Trinidad just waits and waits for one right hand. If you make a mistake,
Tap on Whitaker's skull as Pernell went down.
He was wide open, throwing reckless punches. Trinidad is a much more controlled fighter now than he was in those days.
Pernell Whitaker showing a pretty stiff chin as he takes two vicious right hands from Trinidad. Whitaker holding on after the sizzling left hook. Straight right hand lands, boom. Firing jabs one at a time, reluctant to try to double up.
wait.
Larry, how would you compare the punching power of Felix Trinidad as a 147-pounder?
Knock you dead and hurt you with both hands, with beautifully conceived punches.
And I think what Larry said is that while Hearns' right hand may have been bigger, Trinidad's left is better.
Here we see Trinidad coming forward, straight right hand. Whitaker is there, not moving the way you used to see him move. In there and do some damage. He has to do something dramatic.
And whack it, Pernell Whitaker with those straight rights and a good left jabs.
A looping left across the top.
That could have been called a knockdown.
Trinidad at this point does not want to give out Pernell Whitaker any confidence in this. You don't want to get him confident.
Rooting section out of the fight. Now they try to come back with a chance of Tito. Hard left hand for Whitaker, making Trinidad miss and making him pay. Right hand to the body landed. Trinidad is a little wobbly.
When he's hurt. Another good body shot.
And Trinidad crouching over to try to protect his body from Whitaker's assault.
Whitaker has him coming forward. Land shot as he's picking his feet up.
Another left shot for Whitaker. And the right lands inside.
You know that when you have the height advantage, you never want to get down low with your opponent. And that's Trinidad. Whenever he gets a little lower, Whitaker pays off.
Trinidad straight right, backs Whitaker up. Trinidad pausing to wave the right fist at his supporters in the crowd, and Whitaker tries to rally again at the end of his biggest round.
take a look and see if it was a knockdown. Not really. Later on, clean shots from Whitaker that probably won the round for him, gave him hope of coming on as this.
Trinidad going back to the right-hand lead. You wonder if Trinidad will stop trying to knock Pernell out.
He has no other means. That's all he knows is a knockout.
Whitaker on the seat of his pants with a straight right hand.
Trinidad, as though he's inviting Sweet Pea to throw these shots in.
Brilliant uppercut. Pernell wobbled again. Trinidad steps in to try to finish the man. Whitaker getting his legs back and fires the left hand. Trinidad going all right hands now. 4 more straight right hands and he might knock the man out. To stay alive.
He's in against something that only comes along every now and then, these Trinidad type fighters.
Whitaker trying to match Trinidad uppercut for uppercut. Trinidad backing Pernell up again with straight right hand power shots. A big rally for Whitaker in round 7 and a big rally for Trinidad in round 8, and another lethal uppercut snaps Whitaker's head back.
No.
There is a half hook, half uppercut that dazed Whitaker momentarily. And later in the round, Trinidad puts an exclamation point on it.
In that round, Trinidad landed 25 of 44 power shots. Left in the 35-year-old Hall of Fame fighter.
And he went right off and doubling up on straight right hands.
Interpreter just informed us that Felix Trinidad's father told him between rounds, you're ahead by 5 points, don't do anything foolish.
If he tried to coast in.
You've been training, you've trained the way you fight anyway, keep going.
Let's remember the purpose in this fight. With De La Hoya,
created considerably more combustion against Pernell than Oscar was able to do, but how does this Pernell compare to the Pernell of April 7, 1997?
Shoots him like a guy with a pistol. And no matter what you do to him, it doesn't discourage him. To follow Trinidad around for a while. Good body shot by Pernell Whitaker. Another good
great body shot. When Pernell has landed to the body, he's turned things in his favor. Trinidad missing with the left hook. Whitaker, who's probably taken more big power shots in this fight than in any other fight in his career, gets hit with the right hand again in boxing.
Here's some of the body shots. Whitaker can hurt you with a body shot. But
you know another thing, I don't think you've seen Pernell Whitaker or any welterweight in the ring with a fighter like this Trinidad.
I think Pernell Whitaker's out of rounds. He's got to knock him out to win. Jim, effective aggressiveness, clean punching, that's the story of the fight. That's all you got to know. You know, defense, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about ring generalship. It's just that
things can happen when you start boxing good.
Without trying to win the fight.
Yeah, but I meant he's not winning trying to be flat-footed, trading shots with this big boy.
He's going to have to get to the body. That's what works for him. He's going to have to find a way. Means going through a hail of Trinidad artillery. Right hand for Whitaker.
Good left hand by Whitaker this time. Catch him as he lift him up.
Straight left hand for Trinidad. Drives Whitaker into the ropes. Left hand to the body by Trinidad. Parrying with his jab and trying to pound with the left hand. Whitaker cornered now. Sits down on his butt. Estevez won't rule it a knockdown.
Okay, come on.
To the rib cage. That's the time to remember to go back to the body. Pernell Whitaker in this round.
This replay will show you that Whitaker indeed in order to get away from that roundhouse right hand, sat down on his own.
Against a guy who throughout his career has been invisible to most of his opponents.
His corner has told him to coast. That's not smart. You don't want to slow the train down here. Doing what you're doing.
Vegas betting that both De La Hoya Cuarte and Whitaker Trinidad would go the distance.
Trinidad is keeping his distance real good. He jabs right hand, but he doesn't move in. He keeps his balance.
And add to all of the other Trinidad assets a chin which has gotten better as this fight has gone on.
The referee's been watching these low blows by each guy, round after round.
Trinidad left across the top.
Trinidad's corner made a mistake. They told him to coast.
Because even if Pernell wins this round, it's hard to find a round other than the first and the seventh.
And convincingly. That was not a low blow. That was right on the border.
You know,
Trinidad just missed with a home run swing with the right hand.
I think that Trinidad should finish this fight trying to get a knockout. Forget about this point coaching. Forget about any other fighters. Get out there and get yourself a knockout.
Quick little right hand counter inside by Whitaker. This fight. But Whitaker loves to say, victimized.
Do I take a chance? A good reason. That's what you got to do. Take a chance, Whitaker.
Hard left hook by Trinidad.
It seems that Trinidad is all about 100%, nothing else. When he slacks up 1 inch, just doesn't have it.
So we're narrowing it down in the welterweight division. Cuarte tried against De La Hoya. De La Hoya was more man in the 12th. Whitaker's trying to produce one last stand against Trinidad.
Is a more natural boxer and two-handed puncher, which does not mean he would beat De La Hoya in a fight between them.
Pernell Whitaker showing his bravery in a rough physical fight, but taking the toughest pounding of his career. 10 more seconds to go. The two big welterweight dramas in the desert and in the garden both go the distance.
And still, IBF welterweight champion